Hi everyone, how are you this week? I hope you're doing well. I'm back here with another pick a card reading, another tarot reading. This time we're going to talk all about messages from spirit, like what guidance does spirit want to give you. So basically guidance from spirit is the topic of this reading. This is going to be pile number 1. This I believe is Jasper, but I could be wrong. Then we've got pile number 2 with a small piece of amethyst. And then we got pile number 3 with this long clear quartz. That's with the Hermetic Tarot. This is with the Tarot of the Abyss. And then this is with the Ghost Spirits Tarot by Lisa Hunt. So take a second, take a deep breath, tune into your intuition, right? I'm an honest reader, so please only stay if you feel called to. And I do not cherry pick. I am not very biased, so keep that in mind, but take a deep breath. Allow yourself to choose from pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I will write the timestamps down below. It is 111 on the clock. I'll write the timestamps down below so you can easily get to your pile. But let's start it off with pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. This is for everyone that chose the Ghost Spirits Tarot with the red jasper here. Let's get straight into it. What messages do you have of guidance, Spirit, for pile number 1 here? What messages do you have for pile number 1 here? That was kind of a loud shuffle. I apologize. So I am right off the bat feeling a bit of tightness in my throat and my stomach hurts. So it could be that you could be going through a conflict or you have to be quite vocal right now and you feel really nervous about that. Let me split the deck. But I'm just kind of tuning into my body right now and tuning into what's up, because I do feel like for some of you in pile number 1 here, you're going to be dealing with some physical health issues. You're going to be dealing with maybe, a cold, a throat, sickness. We got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. We got the 2 of Wands in reverse. So definitely feeling a bit of stagnancy, feeling like things are kind of at a standstill right now. Yeah, and then the 8 of Wands in reverse fell out too. But we do have the Strength up right here. We do have the 8 of Wands in reverse, like I said. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. 2 of Wands, we got the Strength. And there we go. That's probably about right? Yep, that's perfect. Let's get some clarifiers for these. Can you give me 5 clarifiers, please? Okay. 5. Sorry, I dropped something. One of them. Blue. Okay. Let's talk about it. We got the Hermit in reverse, the Page of Pentacles upright. Now, the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Hermit in reverse. I'm going to push this back just a little bit so you guys can see all the cards. Then we got this Page of Pentacles and this 2 of Wands. We got this Strength card with the Lovers. Okay, so you might be going through conflict in your relationship right now. We've also got the 6 of Swords in reverse. We've also got the 4 of Swords with the King of Swords. Yeah. So communication right now. So pile number 1, this is definitely what I'm feeling like. Someone that is involved in either a situationship or a relationship in which there is a lot of conflict happening right now, especially in the way you guys communicate. So I don't want to limit this to just a romantic relationship. You could be dealing with your family, but with the Lovers and the Strength, this is definitely someone you've built a strong bond with, someone that you have deep love with, long history with. So this could definitely be your family, your parents, your mom, your dad, a sibling, a best friend of yours, or a romantic partner. Or someone as well, maybe you're in a situationship with them. You guys are friends, but there might be deeper love with that Lover's card there for sure. But here's the thing, with the Knight of Cups and the Hermit in reverse, it feels as though you guys are both kind of at a standstill here with each other. Both of you are kind of like wanting the other one maybe to apologize first, or maybe give in first. You're waiting for the other one to initiate the change. With the Hermit in reverse, there's definitely this energy that neither one of you are really internally going within. You might feel like the other person is not listening to you. They're not seeing your side of the story, but they too feel that way as well. So we're very much like head to head in the exact same ways. It's very much like everything they told you is exactly what you think they do. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a sip of coffee. You know, and then we get into this Two of Wands in reverse with this Page of Pentacles. I do feel like there is definitely this indication of maybe breaking up is on the table if this is a romantic love. Sorry, let me straighten that out because I just noticed that looked crooked. We don't want to see a breakup unless it's a toxic person. But with the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse, I do think that that will be at a standstill. I think right now, you know, although a breakup is kind of on the table, with the Four of Swords, with the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Wands in reverse there's definitely confusion of whether or not to continue on in this connection, whether that is a best friend, whether that is your parents. There's definitely this energy of wanting to maybe take a break from this person, take a break from the connection, feeling as though maybe you guys aren't seeing eye to eye, and time and separation needs to happen in order for you guys to see eye to eye. There's definitely this message here with the Five of Wands in reverse and Page of Pentacles of allowing yourself the opportunity to not be confused. So what I mean by that is like allowing yourself just time and space to not think about the conflict, to let the conflict kind of die down and to know that this is a temporary conflict. I do feel like it kind of sits at the forefront of your mind. It's almost in your stomach. You know, like I said, right when I was shuffling, I got this intense stomach kind of gut feeling. And then I also felt this like lump in my throat. So there's definitely this energy of you feeling really anxious because of this conflict. You're just feeling kind of maybe off in general as a result of this conflict. Spirit wants you to give yourself more opportunities to not think about it. And I know that that's hard, but they kind of want you to like give yourself a set time or more self-care. They want you to give yourself a little bit more compassion, self-acceptance, to just feel sometimes a little bit better than always constantly stuck in this energy of the anxiety as a result of the conflict. With the Four of Swords and the King of Swords, I do feel like after time, separation, and thoughtfulness, with the King of Swords, I do feel like there will be communication between the two of you, and there'll be clear communication. There is an energy with that King of Swords, though, of trying to keep it very practical and very logical and not allowing your feelings to come in too much. But I do kind of feel like with the resolution of this connection, there has to be more vulnerability. There's like, what, no cups in here? Oh yeah, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So there's a lot of mental energy here. We've got the swords, we've got wands energy as well. So we've got fire and air energy here. So this is very much hot-headed. You know, when we have fire, air, and then one wheezy little Page of Pentacles, right? One tiny little earth energy that's not even like 100% grounded. It's the possibility of grounded energy. That's a strong indication that you guys are really like, the emotions are so strong right now, they're running so high right now, that you have to give it time for it to kind of die down, for it to kind of ease up, for it to the emotions to kind of settle, and the dust, you know, the dust to kind of settle, because right now both of you are lashing out a little bit. Both of you are projecting a lot of emotions that, yes, you feel, and yes, that's how you feel, but through time, you're really not going to feel that. Through time, the emotions are going to die down a lot, and you're going to be able to collect your thoughts fully. Right now, there's a lot of lashing out just out of action, just lashing out and doing whatever because you feel a certain way, you want to say a certain thing. There's definitely from both sides. There's this feeling on one side of feeling really blamed and how that's unfair, that I'm the one that's blamed and it's all my fault and blah blah blah. But then on the other side, it's very much like, well, you don't even listen to me. And it's not about you, it's about me. So there's definitely two different viewpoints, and I think both sides are frustrated that the other one won't give in to the other side. But I do want to say here that right now there needs to be reflection just on you, not on what they've said to you, not on what you think they think of you, but really on you. Ask yourself what you want in this situation. What is the best possible outcome going forward as a result of this conflict? There's really this energy of taking the focus off of them and putting the focus on you. Why are you confused? Why do you want change? Why do you feel like they don't communicate? Or why do you feel like they always blame you? You know, and it's not really about them, though. I want you to put all that focus on you, asking yourself those deep questions, because you are reflecting a lot of what's happening right now. I'm not saying that this conflict is a reflection necessarily of your energy, but it's definitely a reflection of something that's been festering, something that's been building up for quite some time. So Spirit wants you to really take this time to contemplate and evaluate what it is that's been festering, what it is that's been building up, in the deeper meaning to that. Everything truly is a reflection of us, and they want you to really take it around 180 and ask yourself the questions and kind of turn that mirror around and kind of take back your energy, take back the conflict, and figure out your side, figure out your perspective, figure out what you want. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to their side. Of course you need to listen and pay attention to their side, but it feels as though very much this has been building up, this situation, this conflict. And I feel like now that the volcano sort of exploded, everything is just busting out. Everything, right, is spraying everywhere. It's a strange metaphor, but it's like all the lava's going everywhere, and Spirit's like, right now you just need to let it out. You need to figure out why you're so mad at them. You need to scream in your pillow. You need to, go for a run. Write in your journal a letter that you wish you could send them, but you never would, like a really angry letter or a really emotional letter. There's just this energy of pent up energy that needs to be released, and it needs to be sorted out. It needs to be kind of worked through. Okay, let's get some oracle cards for you guys before I go on to pile number 2. So definitely know that conflict is ending, okay? There is a resolution coming, but right now you need to sit in an energy of contemplation. You need to sit in an energy of reflection. And really reflection from your point of view, to figure out how you feel, to figure out, and not really reflecting on them, but reflecting on you. This card just fell out. It's surrendered to the divine. So allow yourself to trust the process here. Allow yourself, there's definitely this energy of, not wanting to sit in the conflict at all. Like 6 came out, so or flipped over. So I'm gonna, this one. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, so both with surrender to the divine and look at the bigger picture. Right off the bat, we're talking about not just trusting the universe, but really trusting ourselves, right? Like trusting that our path forward is what is the best in the long term. And looking at that and paying attention to that. I do feel like, although this conflict, very frustrating, very sad, the end of a tough cycle approaches, it will be over soon. And I do feel like it is helping you grow and deepen the communication between the two of you. So I love to see this. I know it's difficult. It's not fun. But listen, you are at the end of the tough cycle here, okay? I'm going to get a couple more oracle cards. And then I'll leave you and love you. Oops. Okay. 2, 3. Okay. Okay, Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. It's teaching you a lot. You're teaching yourself. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So this is definitely And then birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming the new world into being. That's interesting, right? With the end of a tough cycle approaches. So I definitely feel like conflict is something for you that's always been a challenge. Whether that is, you know, understanding the other side, dealing with the conflict, addressing the conflict, whatever it may be, conflict doesn't seem to have come easy for you. Right, you are very uncomfortable, but the advice here is really talking about how this uncomfort is helping you grow. It's advancing you. It's teaching you lessons. It's giving you a deeper look into yourself. And I do feel like maybe one of the lessons that you were meant to learn in this lifetime has to do with conflict and the communication, and communicating what you actually want. I think there's this feeling of just being sad, but not knowing exactly why you're sad, not knowing exactly why you're so upset with them, but knowing that A, B, and C make you upset, but not the deeper meaning, not the deeper attachment to it, if that makes sense. So there's definitely this energy here of allowing yourself just to trust your own intuition, looking at the bigger picture, seeing everything for kind of what it is in a grander scheme. And then also at the end of a tough cycle approaches, trusting that, knowing that this will end, knowing that this conflict is temporary and that it doesn't have to feel like it's going to be forever, that you can tell yourself this is temporary, this is just a cycle, and that'll help kind of relieve a lot of that anxiety over it. With Sisterhood of the Rose, there's definitely this energy here of you in an energy right now of being taught. And notice how there's full moon, full moon, full moon, and it's a full moon tomorrow in Aries, so in another fire sign. There's definitely this energy, though, that you've been working very hard on some of these lessons for multiple lifetimes, right, with the Age of Light. The thing is that they want you to recognize that through this conflict, it's forcing you to communicate in a new way, and that within itself is birthing a whole new Ace of Swords energy for you, a whole new perspective, a whole new start mentally on how to handle conflict and how not to be as afraid of conflict. So although it's really uncomfortable right now and you really want out of this conflict is helping you grow substantially, and it's really something your soul has come here to learn and to work on. So try not to take it too seriously, I guess, and try not to make it too heavy. You know, give yourself space, give yourself self-acceptance, and give yourself a lot of self-compassion right now, okay, pile number one? Thank you, pile number one. I hope you feel better, and I hope your next couple of weeks go very well. Bye. Hi, pile number two. How are you today? This is for everyone that chose the amethyst. This is what it looks like. We're going to get into the spirit messages, guidance from spirit. What is the guidance? For pile number one, it was, you know, definitely for a group of people that are in the middle of a conflict, in the middle of a communication sort of miscommunication sort of period with someone in particular, creating a lot of conflict. So I'm curious to see what pile number two, what your messages of guidance are from spirit. Spirit, can you give me some guidance for pile number two? What guidance do you have for pile number two, spirit? What guidance do you have for pile number two? Okay, we got the Four Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Hanged Man in reverse. We got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Four Cups upright, Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we're not going to be fighting as hard, but we're still going to be feeling like we're at a bit of a standstill. We still feel that way, right? Ten of Wands in reverse. We got, yay, the Fool with the Queen of Swords. We then have the sun. Okay, things are brightening up. We've also got, well, did they come out? Yeah, they did come out upside down. 2 of Pentacles in reverse and the 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, dokie. Let me have a sip of coffee. Okay. So with the Hanged Man, the 10 of Wands in reverse, there's kind of this energy here of you really wanting a new start, but in order to have this new start, there's some burdens you have to let go of that are keeping you, with this Hanged Man in reverse, they're keeping you voluntarily stuck. So you're not conscious really of this, but you are subconsciously kind of being tied down from progressing in this area because of this. So it's kind of like, yeah, non-intentional but subconscious sort of energy that's holding you back, burdens that are holding you down with the 10 of Wands in reverse. The good thing is with the Hanged Man in reverse, the 10 of Wands in reverse, we're moving out of that energy. It feels very much like we're getting ourselves unstuck. So there's definitely this guidance here of being very mindful right now of things that are actually working in your life and things that are not. When you're going against the grain right now, they want you to pay attention and note that as this is not what's meant for me right now, because it's not easy. It's not going well. It's making your life harder. It's making your life more miserable. And I think that because of that, with the Hanged Man and the 10 of Wands in reverse, you're holding on to some of these things, if that makes sense. So they really want you to pay attention to things right now that are not easy, that are kind of hard for you to obtain, that aren't feeling really like smooth. They're not flowing. They want you to really go with the flow. With the Queen of Swords and the Fool, you're definitely on the verge of this new beginning, but with the Queen of Swords, it does feel like the thing holding you back right now from this new beginning is your mindset. With the Queen of Swords, I get this impression this is someone that's going to get shit done. They're going to cut through the bullshit. They're going to get to what they want, and they're going to get what they want, how they want, right? That's the Queen of Swords. She's a strong force. She knows how to communicate, but she's very clear, and she's honestly sometimes very harsh. So with the Fool card here, clarified by this, or the Queen of Swords clarified by the Fool, there's almost this energy of wanting a new beginning, but maybe being too harsh on yourself. Talking yourself down to the point where, like, there's a new beginning, like, you may have quit your job, for example, and you're starting a new job, or, you want to go traveling, whatever it is. There's just this energy with that Queen of Swords of you feeling like you're not capable of it, of you feeling like you're going to fail, and that's adding burden onto you and keeping you more subconsciously stuck and not progress forward. So there's definitely this energy of like having taken action but not have believe that this will work. You know what I mean? Kind of believing you're dumb or stupid. With the 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the Sun card, there's kind of this energy here of saying you have the skills you need to do exactly what you want to do, but you're holding yourself back. It's not that you don't have what it takes. It's not that you don't have the skills with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. You might have to work harder on your skills, but honestly with the Sun, it almost makes me feel like you have the skills. You don't need to work anymore on the skills, but you have to shine the light on your skills currently. There's definitely this impression I get with that 8 of Pentacles in reverse of feeling very much like you're really focused on feeling like you're not good enough. You don't have enough experience. You need to do more work. And because, then we get into this 4 of Cups and this 9 of Wands, and it's very much like your guard's up. You feel like you're fighting constantly against the current. But with the 4 of Cups, it's also indicating to me that there's this energy of feeling like, well, I'm not good enough. Of course this didn't happen, kind of pouting and whining about it at the same time. So it gives me this overall impression that you right now are your biggest barrier, that you are holding yourself back, and the guidance spirit wants to give you the most is how to kind of stop holding yourself back, how to kind of stop telling yourself these negative rhetorics or these negative perceptions to keep you in the same loop. So definitely with the Hanged Man in reverse and the 10 of Wands in reverse, Spirit wants you to identify the places in your life that are weighing heavier on you than they are giving you. So they're kind of taking more from your energy than they are giving to your energy. Sorry, I'm going to have to take another sip. Okay. So really evaluate that. Ask yourself, is this giving me the energy that I've put into it or not? Whether that's connections, whether that's, and here's the thing too. I know that like, things like your job and stuff like that, you might feel like you put more energy in than you get out, but there's definitely this energy here of saying, or this kind of message here of saying, like, the things you can control. That doesn't mean cutting off all your friends, no, but that just means distancing yourself. Being like, you know what, they're not giving me that much effort. I'm not going to give them that much effort. And this is important because with the Ten of Wands in reverse, it's indicating to me that once you start to kind of shed the things that no longer serve you or are no longer giving you the same energy, the universe is going to kind of create these new beginnings for you, these new starts. Maybe a new friendship. There's just this energy that with the Queen of Swords too and the Fool, when you stop talking so harshly to yourself and you make a practical plan, you can accomplish whatever it is you want. And they're kind of saying here that sometimes you talk yourself out of it. Sometimes you're like, I don't have the skills it takes to really be what I need to be. But with the Sun and the Fool, there's kind of this illumination. There's this new path that's illuminated itself for you, that's kind of opened itself for you. And now with the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Wands in reverse, it may be unstable at first. It might not generate the money you want. But at the same time, with the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Wands in reverse, that's really telling me that you'll no longer have to fight for things if you continue to pursue this. There's this energy, Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles in reverse, of kind of pouting and sitting with yourself and finding the things in it that are unstable or not going to work out. So let's say, for example, you want to go back to school. That's popped in my head real fast. And you have, let's say you've been accepted to a school and you already know where you're going to go, but there's this feeling of like with the Queen of Swords, there would be this feeling of like, I'm not going to be good enough. Like, yeah, I already have my school. Yeah, I already know that I'm going to school, but I'm just going to flunk out. So I need to start thinking of other things because I don't think I'm actually going to do really well. You're already setting yourself up for disaster. There's already this energy of like, well, I don't have the skills to be a successful college student. And the universe is really saying, you already have the path. You already have the skills and the illumination. It's not going to be easy with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Things will be imbalanced at times. Things will be really chaotic at times. But you are with the Ten of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. You're coming out of a lot of burden, a lot of feeling like you're the underdog, a lot of telling yourself too that you can't do it. So Spirit wants you to recognize that you're already doing it. So why are you so convinced you're not going to do it? They really are sometimes kind of like you need to break your logic with your own logic. Your negative core beliefs sometimes really hold you back. It's almost to the point where like you don't apply to certain jobs or you won't apply to certain programs. You won't look too much into certain things because there is this fear that why do it? It's a waste of my time. I'm not going to actually be good enough at that. There's definitely this energy here too with the Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man in reverse of finding the ways in which you can work, in which you can move forward. So finding practical solutions to break down these negative core beliefs as well. So when you tell yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, remind yourself how you got accepted into school again, right? Or let's say you're moving and you're like, I'm not going to have the money to do any of this. Remind yourself that you can, number one, give yourself some time to save up more money, and also remind yourself that there's many side jobs you could pick up to help you generate the extra cash flow. Kind of breaking that logic with practical knowledge you already have, with practical steps that is like going to kind of convince you otherwise, if that makes sense. So like not allowing yourself to convince yourself to give up or to not be good enough. There's definitely this energy here with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse of you having the skills. You might have to refine the skills, but with the Sun there, it's like this illumination, this truth, this warmth, this connection, and this passion. And with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, you might not have all the skills that you want to have, but you have all the skills you need to create a successful atmosphere for yourself right now, to really push yourself forward without critiquing yourself so heavily. You can talk to yourself in a compassionate, self-accepting way and still push yourself and still empower yourself, still keep yourself on a deadline, still keep yourself feeling a bit pressured and going. So be very mindful right now of how you're talking to yourself, the things you're saying to yourself, and how much of that is reiterating this rhetoric that you're going to fail, reiterating this rhetoric that this new beginning isn't going to go the way that you planned, that you're going to end up in the same cycle again. You're going to end up with the same burdens. You're going to end up stuck in the same situation. Really analyze that. And you might say, well, that's not really happening right now. Examine it. Examine it in all areas of your life. What are you telling your friends and your family? Have you told them about this? Have you told them about this new adventure? And if you haven't, why haven't you? Is there a part of you that maybe does actually think you might fail? So really, I urge you to really check in with yourself. Ask yourself where this fear is coming from, because oftentimes we have negative core beliefs because they're not all of them, but a lot of them are rooted in some sort of fear. Some sort of fear of failure, some sort of fear of not being good enough or not impressing someone. Oftentimes that someone might be our parents, or it's rooted from childhood in our parents. So yeah, definitely do that. But let me pull some oracle cards for you guys. I had a hangnail I just had to take out. Sorry. I was like, it was driving me insane at the end, and I was like, I cannot shuffle pile number 3 with that hangnail. Okay, let's pull some oracles for you, pile number 2. Okay, meditate and contemplate. Try tuning into your spirituality a little bit more over the next few weeks to help you feel just more in tune with yourself, trusting yourself more, getting rid of some of your anxiety. Believe in the impossible. Yes, believe in yourself, okay? Believe in the dreams that you think might not be possible. There's definitely that energy there of really not telling yourself that you're going to fail, not telling yourself that it's not going to happen or work out, okay? And expect powerful change. Okay, let me get some other cards. So definitely this goes right with, and it's funny because you got new moon, blue moon before they got full moon, full moon, full moon. Yeah, but definitely do believe in the impossible. Believe in yourself, okay? Sit, meditate, contemplate when you're feeling really anxious. I was like, this deck feels so light. And it is, because it's not the entire fucking deck. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries with yourself as well? Telling yourself, not telling yourself, but you know what I mean? Like what you tell yourself, setting boundaries with how badly you're allowed to talk to yourself. And that could also, boundaries are important to have too if you are going through this major shift in your life, because you're going to feel better if you're able to stay within your boundaries. Like if you make certain boundaries for yourself where you're like, okay, I have to do this, this, and this. I'm not going to tell this person I can help them here because I'm so exhausted right now. It helps with your self-care. And your self-care helps with how you talk to yourself. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? It's calling you to take that leap of faith, to go forward, and to not tell yourself that you're going to fail. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Look at that. So pile number 2, you guys are definitely in need of listening to like affirmations at night or things like that just make you feel less anxious, that make you feel like you believe in yourself, and that just overall heighten your self-esteem and your confidence so that you can believe you have the skills you do and the energy you do to push forward and accomplish this dream of yours. Pile number 2, I hope things get better for you in this aspect. I wish you the best, and remember to meditate, okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. How are you? I hope you're doing well. The other 2 piles were pretty good readings. I enjoyed them. This is for everyone that chose those clear quartz wands. This is your reading in the Hermetic Tarot deck. This is your reading. I'm going to have some coffee before I start shuffling. Okay. So, Spirit, let's know about guidance for pile number 3. What guidance do you have? What messages of guidance do you have, Spirit, for pile number 3? Temperance in reverse. Starting off strong. Any more? Okay. I was like, one more. There's one more. Let's see. We've got the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. We got the 9 of Swords, anxiety, nightmares. We got the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune. We got the King of Pentacles. We got the Emperor, the Moon, the 5 of Swords, and the Temperance in reverse. I feel like pile number 3, you're the only pile that's really like talking about maybe an ex. Because in the pile number 1, yes, there was conflict, but it wasn't really exclusively like an ex or something. It was like someone that they're just like, they really love. Like it could even be a family. Like a family or whatever. But this pile feels very much that you're nostalgic on an actual person, and you're kind of feeling as though like, why weren't you the one to make them happy? And I know that there's like kind of this energy here too of like, I know that I shouldn't think like that. I know that that's not healthy. I know that I should have moved on. But I think guidance for pile number 3 is all about this nostalgia and all about this sitting in the feeling as though you don't know how to move past this. So with the 6 of Cups and the King of Pentacles, you know, initially I kind of felt too that this reading could also be about your finances right now. You really reflective over your childhood and your relationship with money, and how to get this 10 of Pentacles, how to get this Emperor energy, how to get to where you want in your career, and feeling very much bound to the life that you were set out to kind of live, or the life that your family lived, your mom, your parents lived before you, and you kind of feel this energy or this attachment that's always going to be happening to you. So there's that energy here. And then there's this other energy with the 6 of Cups, King of Pentacles, of reflecting on a specific person. in some cases might be your father or a male figure, but in a lot of cases it feels like it's a person, an ex from the past. With the King of Pentacles, this is someone that I think was very safe for you, that really grounded you and made you feel like they were a safe space. There's definitely this energy with the Six of Cups of soulmate energy, but there is also this energy of immaturity too with the Six of Cups, and feeling like maybe a part of the reason you guys broke up is because you guys weren't on the same maturity level. With the Ten of Cups and the Emperor here, there's definitely this energy here of why wasn't it me? Why didn't I make them happy enough? Why can't I make myself happy enough? Why can't I generate my own happiness? And I think kind of both situations are tying in together. There's this feeling of like your relationship with money and analyzing your relationship with money and the material wealth you have. But then there's also an energy of questioning very deeply the relationship you're in, either right now or, you know, really the relationship from the past, an ex, someone with that Six of Cups that's bringing back a lot of nostalgia right now. You could be in a current relationship feeling as though you're reflecting very heavily on money, but really nostalgic about your ex. That's also a case. But with that Nine of Swords, that moon here, there's kind of this fear of like, I'm going to live my worst nightmare. What if this happens and it doesn't turn out to be exactly what I wanted it to be, or it doesn't turn out to make me happy? There's definitely this energy of feeling like you're cursed, like you will always be cursed with a life where you're not 100% happy, where you're always chasing someone or something. You're chasing money, you're chasing material wealth, you're chasing a better job, you're chasing a happier career, you're chasing more free time. You're chasing a marriage, or you're chasing a person to be married to. You know, there's kind of this energy of feeling like you're always going to have to fight for these things. And I think right now the guidance from Spirit is really allowing yourself to process your fears. There's this energy of almost like you've never given yourself permission to be in a state of fear. And fear, no, is not a good energy. It's not the best energy to be in. But sometimes we do have to feel fear in order to get rid of fear. In order to let go of fear, we have to feel the fear of the fear almost. And I think right now, yes, you are very anxious and you are very much in fear, but you're not feeling necessarily the fear. You're not acknowledging that it's fear and then feeling the fear and letting that fear go. I'm not saying that if you do that, like, oh, your anxiety is going to go away. No, your anxiety is just tied up in this. There's definitely an energy here of starting at step one, and kind of talking yourself down and, like, you know, trying very small to start, I guess, starting very small, because there's a lot of guidance here of really just bringing up that subconscious energy, bringing up those fears and talking about them, communicating them. With the Sun and the Five of Swords, that's bringing to light the things that are overwhelming you, really calling out to your soul tribe. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance, there's this feeling of like, maybe I'm not healed enough. You might be pregnant. That is an energy I'm getting. So that there's this energy of like, I'm pregnant, and I'm not sure if I'm going to make a good mother. That is like also another scenario I'm getting. And I really feel like that Wheel of Fortune, that Temperance in reverse, that kind of really applies to you guys in this sense of like, I feel like I haven't broken all the generational curses. I feel like I'm not going to be the best mom. I feel like I'm not in a financial situation. Is this even my fate? Was this even meant to be? Why would I do this? There's a lot of beating yourself up over this, over these decisions, just in general in your life right now, thinking of this past person as well. And you might be like, what is this reading even about? If this reading is for you, you're going to understand. You're going to get the fact that it's all over the place. You're going to get the fact that like you're thinking of a million things and you have a lot of anxiety on your mind and you have a lot of energy of fear right now. And if you don't feel like that, if you're not resonating with this, this probably isn't the pile for you. You know, you can go choose one of the other piles, or there's many other great readers here on the app. But this is definitely for a group of people who are feeling so anxious in their lifestyle right now, in regards to money and wealth, and in regards to their ability to stop thinking about the past, whether it's a person or a situation. It feels very heavily that you're thinking about an ex, and this is piled on top of this energy of I don't have enough material wealth, I'm not good enough right now. With the Emperor and the Ten of Cups, how do I generate this life? It's never going to be me. I feel like I'm never going to have this life. I'm never going to stop thinking about this ex. I'm never going to be in a financial position where I can just feel okay. And then with the Sun and the Five of Swords, it's very much like people can see the overwhelmingness, but you have to talk about it. You have to let it out. You know, with the Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune, the only way this is going to balance and heal, and the only way you're going to kind of get out of this anxiety, is if you start to talk about it. You start to really tell people how you're feeling, because as you're talking through it, you're kind of coming to epiphanies. You're kind of coming to recognitions that are going to help you feel better, that are going to help you ease your mind. So you do have to let some of this out, and you can't just kind of go in it alone right now. In regards to really thinking about this ex person, this person that you're really missing and stuff, try not to harp on yourself too much. There's definitely this energy with the Sun and the Five of Swords of you really replaying a lot of the past, because you feel very much like you did something wrong. I know that there's like kind of this energy too of like, I know that they're in the fault too, but I really do feel like if I had done A, B, and C, maybe they would have not, you know, done D, E, and F. And Spirit wants you to let go of that. They want you to recognize it happened the way it happened. And yes, it is really hard for you to still heal from with that Temperance in reverse, but you are on a greater, deeper path of healing than you recognize. There's a lot happening in the background. And thinking about them doesn't put you behind. It doesn't make you go backward. What it's doing is it's just bringing up old emotions that you have to just feel and let out. And they're kind of just still there, and they're kind of just stuck there, and they kind of just went out, and it's okay that it hurts. It's okay that you're thinking about it, and it's okay if you want to be emotional about it. Let yourself have the time to think about this person and grieve this person, and walk away from the connection. Again, if, you know, because it's your ex is what I'm saying. It's like, let yourself think, and then when you're ready, you're going to walk away from thinking about them again. And each time it's going to be a longer period of time before you think about them again. And so on one hand, I want to say give it time, but I really want you to give it self-acceptance. I want you to give it full open arms of like, it's your friend, and, you know, talk to yourself like you would talk to your friend getting over an ex. With the Emperor too and the Moon here, don't let your fears win. Don't let your fears and your ego take over to the point that you feel like it is a burden to try to find balance, or it's a burden for you to ever it's a burden to even think about having peace in the future, as far as financially, materialistically, romantically. You know, there's almost this energy here of like, that will happen to a lot of people, but that will never happen to me. And I want you to be very mindful of talking to yourself like that, and really sitting yourself in that energy. You know, there's a lot shifting and changing in your life, and you've generated a lot of change compared to your parents and compared to the life you were brought up in. So Spirit does want you to acknowledge the parts of yourself you're so grateful that you developed, you took care of, you nurtured. You know, what parts of yourself got you to where you are, and to really acknowledge those parts and give those parts a lot of praise and a lot of gratitude right now. Practicing gratitude is something that's going to be really important for you right now, because it's going to generate a lot more wealth. As when you give, you receive, you know. And not just that, but practicing gratitude is going to help you overall just feel like you can accomplish things. It's going to remind you of your confidence and of your strength and of your skill. So try maybe doing a gratitude list. Let's get some oracle cards before I let you go, my darlings. Oopsie daisies. Oopsie-daisies. Oops. Okay. There is a full moon in Aries on Sunday. So if you are a fire sign, you'll probably feel it really heavily. Or if you have your moon in Aries or something like this, your Mars in Aries might affect that too. But yeah, be mindful of the full moon. It's a good time for releasing. So if there's things you feel you need to release after this reading, definitely do that this weekend. It's a time to give rather than take. What did I say about giving? If you give, you receive. So definitely try to give. And giving is also giving thanks to yourself, giving gratitude to others. You know, that doesn't have to mean that you give people physical gifts or anything. You know what I mean? The answers you need are coming. So you are going to seek clarity, okay? Or not seek it, but you are going to receive clarity. Don't let pride get in the way. So remember that Emperor card came up, you know. The Emperor card talks all about your ego. So really be mindful of your ego. Your ego is the part of yourself, more or less the 3D part of yourself. Your ego is the part of yourself that gets you through the world, is what I like to say. It's kind of your, I guess, human self in some way. Our human self also has our higher self, right? It also has our soul attached to it. But your ego is essentially, I don't know what the psychological definition is, even though I did learn it. I have a degree in social work, actually. But your ego is essentially your personality in a lot of ways. It's the skills that you develop to survive. Of course, we use ego in a lot of bad ways, but ego at its core is really just not your soul. It's really just the 3D version of yourself, the 3D parts of yourself, I guess. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north, okay? Yes. No need to overthink this. Inner temple, devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. We love to see that too. Last message, Spirit. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. So definitely, and at the bottom of the deck, you are not alone. You're definitely coming into a greater period of feeling a lot more peace and contentment in regards to thinking about this person and feeling as though you're never going to get up, you know, the cycle you were born into, if that makes sense. Definitely practice gratitude right now and know that there's a lot of clarity coming. If you need help right now, if you feel like you need a friend to talk to, don't let your pride get in the way. Talk to them. Communicate. Let those feelings out. It's important. But you are definitely going to be receiving a lot more love, a lot more support, and just overall a warmer feeling in life coming up very soon as a result of this letting it out and giving and all of that. Okay, pile number 3, thank you for checking out my reading. I'm wishing you the best over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure I'll see you before a couple of weeks, but until next time, wishing you the best. Bye.